Hey guys, it's Wheeling the Gamer Girl here. Today we're actually going to be doing a discussion on why Winx Club is actually bad. So, as I saw the videos from another YouTuber, they actually do some videos for the mistreatment of Musa and Techna. You can check the video out soon. They also did a video recently called The Favoritism of Bloom, and they'll tell you reasons why Bloom is so favorited and why he is such a Mary Sue. And according to a comment that I've actually received from my previous video, yes, Bloom is actually a Mary Sue. I couldn't believe my eyes, and it was actually really true when I first saw it. So yeah, let's just go through the characters and to see why some of them are hated. I'm not just trying to bash anyone, it's because one, I do believe that there is a lot of comments to say that some people do hate Winx Club is because some of the shows are really inappropriate and some of them have to be censored out because, rules are like that. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so first we have Bloom. She's actually the fairy of the dragon flame. I know a lot of people do like her, but unfortunately there are some people who dislike her. Like, personally for me, it's because when Bloom actually sees Sky cheating on the Aspro, Bloom walks away in tears crying. Also, in another episode in season 4, Bloom cheats on Sky with Andy, thinking that Sky is cheating on her. However, it is a misunderstanding is because one, she and Andy are actually friends. They're not really boyfriend and girlfriend. And because of this, they actually performed in a group called the Winx Band in season 4 at the Tutti Frutti shop where Roxy's dad owns a barista. So yeah, a lot of reasons why Bloom is actually hated is because she normally has the favoritism and sometimes she's actually a bad leader according to some comments that I've read. As well as this, Bloom wanted to go avenge Valtor along with the rest of the Winx in the episode Revenge, or you could just say Fury, whichever region you are. The reason why Bloom wanted to do this is because she thought her parents are killed. However, in the Secret of the Lost Kingdom, her parents are alive. Thanks to her, she actually has a complete enchantrix and now can miniaturize it. So, actually a lot of comments state that Bloom is actually favorited by a lot of people, and I know because sometimes she is actually a bad leader according to some comments that I have been receiving, and she was actually such a Mary Sue in some episodes, so that's why her character was favoritism. So yes. Okay. So next up we have Stella, the fairy of the shining sun, and also the queen of Solaria. So Stella is actually Bloom's best friend, but for some reason Stella sometimes tends to act like a brat. In the season 5 episode, the Gem of Empathy, Stella actually snatches away Musa's phone, calling Brandon for dumb reasons. And as well as this, she summons a guardian of Sirenics to help her choose which outfit is the best. But her guardian of Sirenics gets angry and tells her to focus on the mission. As well as this, Stella actually steals the brooch, which is actually an age-reversing spell, and gets transformed into a 3-year-old. Flora and Musa tries to stop her from being a brat, but eventually she lashes out of control. And this is one of the reasons why Stella is a spoiled brat, according to my opinion. As well as this, yes, sometimes, Stella is actually the princess of Solaria, and basically that's one of the reasons why she was actually a spoiled brat. So yeah. So moving on is actually Flora, the fairy of nature, and also her hometown is in Limpia. She actually has a sister named Mealy, according to the episode A Journey to Limpia. She actually sacrificed herself to save Mealy from the polluted water, thus earning her enchantrix and punishing the tricks, causing them to be used again. So actually, there's not much things I can say about Flora, but sometimes she's actually good in plants, she's good in nature, but I don't think there will be actually a mistreatment on Flora, so I'm just going to leave on it for now, okay? Okay, next up we have Musa, the fairy of music, and also her hometown in Melody. Ever since Musa's mother died when she was very young, her father destroyed all the instruments in the house, causing Musa never to play music again. But as she grew up in the season, Musa actually develops a taste for music. But now, there are some things that actually is true. It's actually the mistreatment of Musa. Because Musa lost her mom at a very young age, her mother died suddenly at a performance, causing her father to break all the instruments. And in the episode The Show Must Go On, Musa's father threatens to send her to another school instead of Althea, but in the end, her father apologizes for mistreating her to say that music is part of who she is. There is a lot of things that happen and why some people do hate Musa than Blue. So actually Musa, who was actually shocked to see that Techna vanished in the Omega Dimension, the Winx believed that she was dead. However, in episode 16, they found a signal and her voice to say that she was alive. And basically, that's how Techna managed to survive. And because Musa was actually such a big crybaby, she couldn't believe her eyes as she and Ribbon had gone on a lot of times with multiple breakups. And eventually, if you've seen this video, actually, it says no voice. So in the episode, I forgot which was it, but I do believe it was in season 6. I believe Rumpelstiltskin was the one who stole Musa's voice, and that's why she has no voice. That's why she's jobless. That's why there was no mother. So that's why a lot of people just say that Musa could sometimes be a spoiled brat. And if you could see in these videos right here, yes, it shows that Musa is actually a spoiled brat. Even for my rant on Winx Club, there's actually 1 or 2 reasons why Musa was such a spoiled brat. So yeah, okay. So moving on, we got Techna, the fairy of technology, and also her hometown, Zenith. So actually, Techna is the fairy of technology. She's very smart. She loves science and math. And she also dates Timmy throughout the series. Even though, yes, they never broke up, but I do believe in one episode, Techna calls Timmy a coward and runs off crying. As well as this, at the end, Timmy actually does believe in Techna and they never went through a breakup compared to Musa and Ribbon's relationship where they had multiple breakups. So again, the mistreatment of Techna, I would like to talk about this video. Please do note, we are not going to go through the whole video. I'm just going to state this one in my opinion. Okay, so actually, Techna sometimes gets annoyed when, someone blasts their music. Yes, I do see it in some videos. And as well as this, she gets ignored sometimes. And basically, she didn't appear in the live action series along with Flora. And I do believe in Winx Club, the Saga Fate, if I'm not mistaken, Tara, who was actually Flora's cousin, does appear in the series, but not Flora herself. And because of this, in the season 3 episode, they actually do believe that Techna was dead. And that's why they were all crying. And because of this, she did have minor roles, and I do believe that Techna was actually a know-it-all. According to some of the votes I read, she was actually a know-it-all. And because many people do hate her for the way he treated her friends, I do believe she's the 3rd person to be actually hated, along with Bloom and Musa, and Stella as well, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah. Next up, we have Aisha. So Aisha actually appears in the season 2 episode, The Shadow Phoenix. She didn't appear in season 1. It's because, yes, although it was actually mentioned that she was been fighting monsters, she didn't join the Winx until season 2. So actually, Aisha as well, or you can just call her Layla in the dubs. Sometimes she would actually be mistreated as well because, sometimes she have a horrible childhood, and basically sometimes, she's been grieving the loss of Naboo ever since, in the episode The Wizard's Trap, where Naboo tried to sacrifice himself to save the warrior fairies. As she went on with Nebula to avenge the Wizards of the Black Circle, her friends keep on telling her that what she's been doing is wrong, but Aisha doesn't give up and wants to avenge the Wizards of the Black Circle for what they have done to Naboo. With futile attempt to actually take down the Wizards of the Black Circle, Nebula gets knocked unconscious and Aisha begins to cry. However, with the Winx's help, they manage to defeat the Wizards of the Black Circle, ending them all in the Omega Dimension. Now, I know the Omega Dimension has been mentioned since Season 3, Episode 1, which is the Prince's Ball, where they actually freed Valtor and the Ice Snake. This actually caused Valtor to unleash a mark on the mermaids, causing them to go haywire. But with the help of Enchantix and Fairy Dust, they managed to succeed. And because the Omega Portal was growing stronger, Techna managed to sacrifice herself to save Aisha's home planet, including her home planet, Zenith. And yeah, I don't think there's much I could say about Aisha, but I do believe it's because of the mistreatment, and as well as this, she did have a horrible childhood and nightmare. And because she was actually knocked by the Lord Darker while saving the pixies, she only managed to save Pith, the sweetest pixie. So yeah. And last up we have Roxy. She's actually the youngest and the weakest Winx girl. She actually never obtained magic wings or enchantix. She only has the Believix power. And as well as this, in the game Butterflix, there was actually a prototype that Roxy did achieve Butterflix, but I do believe that it was never shown in the game at all. And as well as this, it wasn't shown in the series because Roxy wasn't able to achieve all these kinds of things. In Season 4, Roxy was actually very stubborn towards the Winx, and actually, because the Wizards of the Black Circle were haunting her, she keeps telling them that there's nothing wrong. However, when the Winx go up to her, she gets surrendered by the Wizards of the Black Circle. And because the Enchantix power was very weak to defeat the Wizards of the Black Circle, Roxy cried and said, "I believe in you," causing the Winx to transform into Believix fairies, defeating the Wizards of the Black Circle once and for all. Now, there's not much things I can say about Roxy, but I do believe that sometimes Roxy can become like a spoiled brat. She can become very stubborn, and as well as this, she's also a crybaby, if I'm not mistaken. And sometimes she can be stubborn and run away from her Winx. Although she has minor roles in Season 5 and Season 6, she actually transfers herself into Althea College. And as of Season 7, she fully joins the Winx, but with her Believix, she's very weak. And because of this, the Wizards are actually wanting to capture her and harness their powers. They learned that Roxy was a fairy, but she tries to have a normal life, but has later accepted the Winx Club and joins to fight the Wizards. And by the end of the season, her arranged mother Morgana was actually the queen of the Earth Fairies, making Roxy the crown princess. And as well as this, by the end of the season, Morgana actually retires to be the queen, starting her normal life with Roxy and Claus, including her pet dog R2. Although sometimes you can just say that Roxy is actually, sometimes like a very stubborn girl. I'll just say in my opinion that, sometimes you can't always try to judge characters because sometimes, they're having a hard time. I know I still hate that show, but, I just wanted to do this video on what I saw in my opinion. So yeah, that's all for now, and this is me saying